It is just after 9:30. Welcome back to BT Vancouver. Today, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau addressed the concerns of businesses struggling to survive through this crisis. He announced the Canada Emergency Commercial Rent Assistance Benefit.
I can announce that we've reached agreements with all provinces and territories to lower rent by 75% for small businesses that have been strongly affected by COVID-19 for April, May, and June. The government will cover 50% of that reduction, with the property owner covering the rest. If you are a small business that has been strongly affected by COVID-19 and you're paying less than $50,000 per month on rent, you'll be eligible to receive this support.
And Trudeau says he's meeting with the premiers to discuss easing restrictions. He says not all regions of Canada will be on the same timeline, but all provinces will move slowly and carefully and follow the same guidelines.
But I want to be clear that getting back to normal will not happen overnight. It's going to take time. It won't be as simple or as easy as flipping a switch. It'll require a lot of coordination at the national level, and our government will be there to do that work. We will be working with the provinces and territories to establish principles and guidelines to start reopening the economy safely. Over the coming weeks, you'll hear more talk about reopening, but you need to know we're not out of the woods.
There has been a second outbreak of COVID-19 at a chicken processing plant in Metro Vancouver. 2 cases have been reported at Superior Poultry Processors in Coquitlam. It's a sister operation to United Poultry in Vancouver, where 28 workers tested positive earlier this week. Both plants have been temporarily closed.
There was some people working in both places, or at least some movement of people between both places. They are under a different management structure, and I know the investigation is ongoing, but it does look like there's likely to be others who are in the new facility as well who are also ill.
Meantime, the province also announced 4 new deaths related to COVID-19. That brings BC's total to 94. 29 new cases were announced yesterday, a large drop from Wednesday. In the latest briefing, Dr. Bonnie Henry was asked about plans by the mayor of Las Vegas to quickly reopen casinos. A couple from Coquitlam is helping frontline workers get the protective equipment they need by turning their home into a makeshift production operation. David Zura has more.
Producing both items, we can do about 100 masks and 200 ear savers per day. But I'm still tweaking stuff, so I'm trying to get that up a little bit higher.
A Coquitlam couple has turned their home into something of a makeshift factory, producing thousands of face shields and ear savers using 3D printers.
We have 8 printers now in our house running full time. So there's 6 in this room, and then there's 2 scattered amongst the house elsewhere.
Jamie and Keisha describe themselves as a crafty couple, making things like their own candles, beer, and wine, saying 3D printing came as a natural next step. And then about 3 weeks ago, they decided to turn that hobby toward helping fight the spread of COVID-19 by printing PPE for frontline workers.
And we got so much support from the community. We had 3 printers, and then a neighbor had a spare printer, and then more people donated. So
it's support they say they're grateful for.
I think pretty overwhelming, but in a good way. I think it's pretty cool that we're in a position that we can actually help a lot of people, and that we're surrounded by our family and friends, and really an awesome community that's just been providing us with a lot of support, and everyone just wants to help.
Can you even maybe just kind of show us how it works, if possible?
So how I like to picture 3D printing is, imagine a really tiny hot glue gun that draws things layer by layer. So you have this little computer-controlled hot glue gun, really, really hot with plastic in it, and then the computer draws the item 1 layer at a time. So it'll draw the whole first layer, it'll move up, I guess, 0.4 millimeters, and it draws the whole thing.
So far, they've delivered their printed PPE to clinics and dentists, but say they're seeing a huge need from long-term care homes.
We've found that they are, unfortunately, so far down the priority list of who gets to order PPE that a lot of the people that have contacted us have absolutely nothing. Like, they have no face shields. They're using swim goggles at work because they have nothing else to keep droplets out of their eyes. So I'd say 400 or 500 have gone to care homes.
The pair say once this is all over, they'll have no need for all these donated printers and will donate them off to local schools.
In Vancouver, David Zura, City News.
Hundreds of transit jobs could be saved if Unifor gets its way. The union believes Coast Mountain Bus Company didn't give workers a proper heads up. Layoff notices were issued earlier this week. The cuts are set to start next month. That's fewer than 60 days notice, which Unifor says breaches the BC Labor Code. About 1,200 workers are being axed at Coast Mountain, including bus drivers.
We've made our case and we'll continue to make the case and see where it takes us. And that's in case we do have to deal with any layoffs. But quite frankly, we're very concerned about the public. We're very concerned about our members. And we just don't think the layoffs are actually possible to maintain any kind of safety in the system. So we're going to the Labor Board as a last resort. But really, this problem is much bigger and it needs to be solved by senior levels of government.
I think all of the cities are concerned about the transit cuts that are happening. It is going to affect every aspect of our transit system here in Metro Vancouver. I think all of the mayors are committed to working towards restoring our transit services as quickly as we can. But I think we've come to the conclusion we can't do that without partnerships from the provincial and federal government.
And TransLink is estimating revenue losses could rise to $90 million a month now because of COVID-19. The Calgary Stampede and Calgary Folk Festivals are the latest summer events in Alberta to cancel because of COVID-19. It will be the first time the Stampede has missed a year since it first started in 1923. Alberta's chief medical officer says the risk of COVID-19 is too great to allow large summer events and festivals this year. Many Vancouver artists who have lost jobs due to COVID-19 are keeping busy creating murals on boarded-up businesses. It's part of a reimagined Vancouver Mural Festival. 40 spaces on Robson Street in South Granville are being turned into works of art.
I took the opportunity to make like a little story. So it's like some kind of a mixture between a comic and a mural and a story. And yeah, hopefully people who walk by or drive by will be able to enjoy a little bit of that.
Local businesses and sponsors are coming up with the money to pay the artists. All right, Russ, I'll send it back to you.
Okay, well, we'll look at your weather report, Mary.